Well, readers, I had something completely different planned for today's lesson. Then I see the gameplay trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and now I'm all like, well, shit. That's right, this past weekend, Square Enix revealed the gameplay trailer to Final Fantasy VII Remake at Sony's PlayStation Experience. We got a better taste of the graphics, we got a better taste of the environment, the new voice actors for a lot of characters that you know and love, and then there's the battle system, which reminds me a lot of the system that they're planning on introducing in Final Fantasy XV. If they ever release Final Fantasy XV. Now, I'm not gonna lie, readers. When it was announced that they were going to remake Final Fantasy VII for the PS4, I wasn't necessarily one of the individuals that the announcement was aimed for. Whereas I didn't play Final Fantasy VII until I was 25 years old, thus avoiding the hook of nostalgia that everybody else is currently hanging from. Final Fantasy VII was not my first Final Fantasy game. My first Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy VIII. It looked better in my opinion, it ran better in my opinion, Squall was a better character in my opinion. Hold on, okay, say what you want about the debate between Squall versus Cloud, but you have to admit, the Gunblade is so badass. It's so badass. But like I said, I recently played the original Final Fantasy VII for a Let's Play on Dsane Radio's YouTube channel. The link will be in the description below. And one of the things that initially turned me off of original Final Fantasy games was the battle system, because it reminded me too much of Pokemon, which is why I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts when it initially came out. It gave me a reason to get on board the Squaresoft/Square Enix bandwagon that everybody was a part of because of Final Fantasy, and it was something that I could initially get into originally because the cinematics, the teaser trailer with Utada Hikaru's singles on it, all drew me in. Especially the gameplay, because it was so seamless between environment and battle. It was basically like, and running, and running, and running, and running, and heartless slash. But I understand that a lot of people who are probably still hanging off that nostalgia hook will probably find that this change in the Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't going to be their favorite, which is the point of today's lesson. Change. Readers, I'm just going to be honest with you. As nerds, I understand. Change can be scary. Whether it's a reimagining of your favorite story, or a reboot of a timeless classic that you grew up with, dealing with change can be hard to cope with. And whereas I do agree that some change may not be for the better, a lot of times, it can be. A perfect example, Snow White and the Huntsman, in my opinion, was an awesome retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs despite the fact that Kristen Stewart was Snow White. To this day, it contains one of my very favorite iterations of the evil queen, Ravenna. But if I wasn't open to the idea of watching a remake of this timeless classic, I would just be bitter and angry and stewing in my own juices, while making other people's lives terrible. Which, if you have a conscience, once you realize that you are doing this, you'll probably be like, oh shit. I'm an asshole. You know, unless you're a living troll, then you're just like, I'm an asshole. So yeah, if you feel like this big of a change to Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to deter you from the game, then just don't. All I can recommend is just give it a chance. You may be apprehensive to it at first, but in time you may grow to enjoy it. And if you don't, hey, at least you still have your original copy, or your PC port. And also if you don't, but you realize that people do, don't try to make their life shitty just because your opinion is different than theirs. Because there's a possibility that this change can be the first in a series of things that you yourself can see viewpoints of that you never would have opened yourself to before, like gun control. But your homework assignment for the day Write in the comments section a change in something that you grew up with, that you were apprehensive of at first, but grew to like it. Or a change that you were initially okay with, but then felt like it could have been handled differently, or not changed at all. I'm interested in seeing both parties. This is Redis 101. Class dismissed.